Hello everyone, it's Birdie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. Okay, I wanted to do a welcome to Flip Through Friday. I haven't done one in forever. I just finished putting together my Christmas journal for 2024 so that next year all I have to do is start. You know, I wanted it built. So I built it. And I wanted to go around this little trim here I have some gold sparkly paste. And I don't think this is going to work. I couldn't find my gold sparkly paste. So I found this gold marker I was just going to go around it with, but I can't get it primed. Maybe it's just no good. So I think we're going to pull out the good old-fashioned gold watercolor. I got to go get some clean water. Okay, now, so let's just go around it with our good old watercolor. And then I wanted to do a flip through, and I want to put my beads on the ends. So you guys can join me for that. I don't know what it is about these, but these two center ones from Temu seem to be the sparkliest. But I have a tendency just to mix them all around. So I just have a variety, because this one actually seems to be, ooh, that's too much. That's too big of a brush. We can't use that brush. Let's see if we can find, here we go, handy dandy. Let's see if we can't get some beauty on here. You won't be able to see it very well, but it does sparkle when it's dry. It really looks pretty. And this is mine, so I'm not really, you know, I'm all about it looking messy. Okay, now we can move on to the beads. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I am glad it's over and I can sit and calm down again. I don't know about you guys, but when you have things to do and such, and you're an old lady like me, it kind of throws you off of your routine, and it kind of gets you all up in, you know, I was off on my vitamin routine. I was off on just everything. I was off. I went and helped my daughter. I don't know, I think I might glue that on when we're done. My daughter messaged me and said her middle one is in middle school and she wanted a big girl room. So she wanted to revamp her room while she was at her dad's, and she wanted if I wanted to come over and help her revamp the room. So that took us 4 days, and that included opening up a nightmare can of worms. 2 girls trying to be stubborn, thinking they can do it themselves, which we did. We only had to call my husband over twice, and we started mudding the nail holes in the walls, and then we quickly realized that there was wallpaper under there, under the paint. Because everywhere where the mud was, it started bubbling out. And then we realized, oh my gosh, we're trying to mud over the top of wallpaper. So that caused us to have to get the steamer out and take the mud off of all the walls, or the wallpaper off, which my daughter had already decided to remove the popcorn ceiling. And so that was just, you know, I don't know if you've ever removed popcorn ceiling, but it ends up getting tracked through the entire house in places you would never think popcorn could get, which led us to completely deep cleaning the kitchen and the living room, because here it is Friday, and we're wanting it all done so it can be a surprise for her when they come back on Monday. So we got it done. It did take us for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning. They didn't get back until about 3 Monday afternoon. I have something in there. But we got it done. We took her little twin bed out. We put a double bed in. We put new bedding, curtains. Had beadboard and with a chair rail down below. We wanted to remove that and just paint all the walls, and we ripped the beadboard off and then realized, oh no, it was glued on, and we tried sanding it off and we couldn't get it sanded. So then we had to figure out how to put the beadboard all back on and the chair rail. Oh dear, dear, dear. It was quite an adventure. But we did it. And it's done, and she loves it. And so I was over there, you know, husband, I came home and Monday, and he said, man, I'm ready for some real supper. He had to fend for himself because I was over there, you know, sometimes till 11 at night. So he had to fend for himself with supper, and I survived on protein bars, and poor guy was ready for something to eat. I could probably scoot you in for this. That's not in. I'll try to scoot you in for the beading. So yeah, I'm glad to be done and back on my schedule with taking vitamins and making supper, and the animals truly missed me. So all of that is back to normal. Some of these are beads that I got from my friend earlier this year that were her mother's, and I just wanted to make sure I included some of those in my own journal. I want those to be special. For myself, since they're from my friend. Let's see here. I need something to go on the end of that. Let's put this on the end of it. I'm going to take my paper hole punch, and I'm going to punch out a bunch of red and green dots of paper or wrapping paper or whatever, and put it in this bottle. Oh, and glue the lid shut. I just won't put that back on there for right now. So I want to make sure I include that. And oh, I wanted to tell you guys, remember a while back I was having an issue, telling you I had an issue with saving the jars, and I just needed to get myself under control? Well, guess what? I'm saving them again, and it's a good thing because my daughter came over. Well, she was at Walmart, and she Marco Polo'd me and asked me a question about jars, mason jars you buy at, she said, do they sell jars that don't have the indention in the glass? I'm wanting them for an art project. And I said, no, all of the canning jars will have indentions. It'll say Mason or Ball or whatever on it. And she said, oh, I cannot believe I just cut those off. Now I can't put any more beads on that one. Yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. I will just tie them right back on. I said, you're using them for a craft project. I said, for her classroom at school. And I said, don't buy them, for crying out loud. Come over here and see what jars I have. So she came over here and got 16 jars for her craft project. I ended up having everything she needed. She wanted to use jute or twine to wrap around the top. I had it. she wanted to use tea light candles to put inside of the jar, I had it. I had everything she needed for her little project. So that made me super excited that I saved those jars. So yeah, yay, I got to use my jars that I was worried about hoarding. Doesn't this bead remind you of those cool little candies that used to be in your grandma's candy dish when you went over there at Christmas? Love it. That's what it reminds me of. So yeah, all is well. Oh my, there's another one. I'm going to have to use it. All is well in the jar world. I have saved 2, a pickle jar and an jalapeno jar since then, and felt good about it because I'm getting my stock built back up. These remind me of those candies also. I think I got candy on the brain. That's what I think. Now I'm going to have to use all of those because I'm tying my thing back in a knot. Let's see. Let's just put some on here. Hope this doesn't take too long. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you guys sit. I guess I could say I'll come back when this is done. I've got a lot to say. I don't know what, but I do. I've been writing it down in my little book. So when I do my next video, I would know what I wanted to say to you. But this is not going to be that long of a video for me to just overly gab. So I did want to tell you about my jars, though. Okay, let's see here. I wanted to put a cross on there somewhere because it was Jesus's birthday. And that's mainly what I enjoyed about this Christmas season, is because I had my mind in the right place for what the real meaning of this holiday is this year, more than I have ever had in my entire life. So I really felt wonderful about that. It's just, I'm not a holiday person because I'm not all about the gifts and everything. So I'm glad that my brain was in the right place with that. Okay, I don't want to put these green ones on there. Okay, I'm going to finish this and come back. Okay, I'm just finishing up. Let's go ahead and zoom you out. There we go. Okay, I'm just finishing up. I have this jar of these yarns that I use for dingle dangles, and I thought I would tie some of it on. Oh, come on. Surely I have something in there that looks Christmassy. Tie some of those on so we would have some fibers in there. I never think to put fibers on my dingle dangles, so this is an old bracelet I just thought would look cute. I didn't know what else to do with it, and I had it, so I'm just going to tie it on. Tie this one on, and you know, you're never done. You can tie more on later as I run across them. Okay, now, and I decided I'd never done this before. I decided to leave, when I sewed them in, to leave my strings, you know, one on each hole. So I like it. I don't know that I like so much of this hanging off my bracelet. Okay, I've got so much stuff on my desk. I need to move stuff over so you can even see. Okay, so remember, this is naked. And I'll do it next year. I haven't got a closure for it yet. I made it out of a file folder and a Christmas card. And I put a pocket on the inside. And I found this adorable little book that had this man and his horse riding his sleigh through the woods. So I actually made sure my book was large enough to fit the pretty pictures that I found out of that book. That's my Christmas card from Barry. And just some little, you know, vintage books that I found with winter in them. A Christmas Procession in Merry England. My granddaughter did this page for me. She loves horses, so she found this Christmas card that had a horse on it, so she put that on her painty paper. That was last year, so I added it in out of an old recipe book. A little poem. This was off of the front of some sheet music. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is a Christmas carol, sheet music. A little wintry scene here. This was some material I was gifted, so I used it. I did some of that, you know, I mean, I wrote in ink, but it doesn't matter if you can read it or not. This is a Christmas card address, you know, what do you call it, envelope. So I flipped it over and put it on here. Coffee dyed paper, just a pretty picture that I thought was pretty that I cut out and glued on some scrapbook paper. This is what my whole tree is. I'll show a little clip of my tree ornaments at the end of this flip through. And then I got these fantastic paints from my friend Loretta. They're Arteza, and they are, they're glimmery. What are they called? Iridescent galaxy tones. So I used some of those on this page, and you probably can't see it, but they have a pearlescence to them. Hey, looky there. I did a painty paper, and it matched with this Christmas fabric. So I thought, okay, we're making you a Christmas themed page. So it's done for next year. There's the little man and his sleigh. The little man notices a snow angel. And this is that one flip up tag that I made with you guys that has pockets in the sides, made out of 2 envelopes. I just laid it in here. I mean, these pages are done to me. I just glued on. I like the wording on that holiday magic, so I just glued it on and over the top of the little man's storybook page. Here's a pocket I made. Another pocket. And just ready to be created. I wanted to do some different Christmas colors, so I actually was at Walmart and I was noticing their gift wrap section had these different colors in it, in the gift wrap, so I took a picture of it so I could remember the colors, and I just did a painty page, you know, with those colors. I just wanted something besides red and green. A little snowman and an igloo. Another page that I used those iridescent paints on. Just a pretty picture of a magazine. This was the bag at my grocery store. So it had houses all the way around it. So I cut them up and put one in my book, 3 Wise Men. This is a belly band, so I'm sure I'll find something cute to stick in there next year. And this is some more sheet music that I thought was cute. And I loved these wrapping ideas out of a magazine, so I just glued them in. Another pocket. The end. And that is my 2024, and I should probably put that on there. This is for 2024. 24. Okay, I'll show my little clip of my tree ornaments. Thank you for hanging out with me on this Flip Through Friday. I'll put down in the basement, I know Christina Shack does flip throughs, and I know Janet Nash does. I just finished watching hers, and you guys can go join them for their Flip Through Fridays. And thank you, Christina, for even inventing this for this year, and it's been fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Bye-bye from Birdie.